what we're experiencing now is the evolution of what Norman Lear started with All in the Family. And nobody got it. They missed it totally. They said, oh, Devon's talking about Norman didn't have... I said, you people have been so dumbed down, like Malcolm said. Some of us, we're going to have to leave behind. You know, you got this whole feminist movement out here. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. No, but your kids do. Your children do. I think it's like 65% of the people incarcerated in the penal systems are single family. I don't need no man.
So it's just it will be all by design. I'm guessing they want this, right? I would assume people want this. The system, benefits.
What do you mean, welfare?
Welfare, the patriarch dissolution that you just mentioned.
That's because of the feminist movement, brother.
Okay.
The feminist movement. All of those lesbians back in the day, Gloria Steinem, Black Panther woman that teaches at Stanford University, they were lesbians. The Black Panther Party was a communist organization that was funded by the Rockefellers. That's the number one thing. I think that, what was his name? Samuels. He died recently. Had the podcast that women hated. Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels, yes.
Kevin Samuels was eliminated. Kevin Samuels was eliminated. Kevin Samuels was eliminated because they didn't want to go back to that. They want these women ignorant and twerking.
He said that Kevin Samuels was eliminated. He used the most appropriate word. That is when someone deliberately plotted to get you out of the way. He was eliminated because his popularity grew so much so that he was more popular than your so-called pastors in these churches. Kevin Samuels was more popular than your TD Jakes, your Creflo Dollars. He was more popular than all of them. I'm talking about his notoriety was all over the globe. So if he was still alive right now, ain't no telling what he would be doing. But see, just like every man, there are weaknesses. And they saw that if he remained where he is, he's going to grow in power. And one thing the powers that be don't want is for men and women to create family. So they eliminated Kevin Samuels because they saw the potential of him turning around the way in which the family structure was going. Even though he was not a perfect guy, Kevin Samuels single-handedly did something that no one ever did on YouTube. There has never been anybody on YouTube that have reached the world in that capacity. In such a short period of time, his name went around the world. The powers that be saw that. They said, nah, we got to take him out. We got to take him out. Whatever your weakness is what the powers that be will use to eliminate you. Get used to that word eliminate, because we're going to start to use that word more, because that's the appropriate word. Eliminate you. They'll send a woman to your house. They'll make you get into a relationship. And then that very same woman line you up. And before you know it, you on your bed and your heart not beating no more. So when we look at the situation with Kevin Samuels, he was eliminated by the powers that be. An orchestrated plot and plan to take him out. The assignment was to take him out because he had the voice, he had the ears of the world watching him and listening to him. And they did not want women or men to come together. The powers that be studied his videos, they studied his content, and they realized, yes, he's a smart guy. Yes, he understands the the system. Yes, he understand the market, but he had some weaknesses. And they capitalize on those weaknesses, fam, just like they do with all of us. Just like they do with all the celebrities. Just like they do with all the actors. They use your weaknesses against you, bro. Somebody sent that woman, fam. I don't care what nobody say. You could say I'm accusing her. You could say whatever you want. I'm speaking facts. This is the news. I'm reporting on real ish right here, bro. They eliminated the man because he was going to change the game. Just how everybody going crazy over the Cat Williams interview, Club Shay Shay, everybody going wild over that. Kevin Samuels was like that every day. Think about what I just said right there. The little buzz that Shannon Sharpe is getting now over that interview. Kevin Samuels had that kind of shine every day. Every single day. Are you getting that? So while everybody talking about Cat, fam, that's new. That's nothing new. The powers that be saw that Kevin's influence was too much. It was too much. He was getting more views than all the television stations. These are the things that a lot of people don't look at. Y'all look at it as, oh, he was just on YouTube. No, the dude was getting millions of views every video. Who does that? You know what I mean? Now, of course, you got a lot of cats out there that get millions of views on their videos, but the numbers that Kevin was getting during that time, nobody was getting them kind of numbers, bro. They were not. And think about this, fam. He was getting these numbers when he hit 100K subs, bro. And think about this. I'm one of his detractors. I'm one of the guys that was one of his critics. Do you see anybody else sharing commentary like this? What the powers that be didn't want was for black men and women having the conversation. They didn't like seeing that show every night. Every other night when that show came on and the powers that be saw Kevin having these women call in, nobody ever done that on YouTube. Nobody ever done that. And Kevin did it gracefully. I'm talking about he did it gracefully, as if though it's something he did for years. How many times you've seen podcasts where people have callers call in and it's boring? The questions are boring. It's not entertaining. But when Kevin did it, he made the woman see that she probably was not fit for a high value man. So when we look at Kevin Samuels being eliminated, they did not want the message and the conversation going on YouTube because it controlled YouTube. Think about this. When Kevin Samuels went live, right, you would have probably 15 to almost 20,000 people on a good night on a live. That's crazy. That's crazy numbers right there. That means all of those people are interested in the conversation. And then you would have, once that video done, everybody's talking about the conversation. Now, of course, people were doing it for comedy. People was just doing reaction videos. But what it did, it started a conversation about men and women having family and coming together, which is something that the powers that be don't want. They want our women to be independent. They want our women to say, you know what? I don't need a man. I can do bad all by myself. And this is where we are right now, even in the dating game right now. The majority of you brothers right now, you can't even talk to a sister no more because she want to be independent. You can't even be a man no more to a woman because she's like, I got it. I don't need your help. I'm this. And I'm like, dang, okay, cool. So because of these problems we have right now, it's very difficult for us to build family. So what we see today is a very dysfunctional way in which we're all living together. The dating game is rigged. All we do is hook up with one another just to get it in. That's about it. The mothers of today, they're not raising their daughters to be wives. You got young women in their 20s saying, who cares about marriage? When it comes to pair bonding, You're going to be unable to pair bond if you dealt with multiple guys. It's impossible to pair bond because it's like, I would say, and I would use this example all the time. If you were to go to a home improvement store and you buy duct tape, let's say, for example, you have a black sweater and it got some sort of lint, and you take that duct tape or whatever and you put on the sweater to take off the lint. After a while, that tape can no longer bond because it been around. Do you get it? You have been lied to, ladies. When it comes to live streaming, Kevin Samuels would live stream for about an hour to 2 hours. Sometimes he would go into overtime. To do this every other night takes a lot of energy. Kevin was in his 50s and had to be a healthy man to be doing these shows. Had to be. You understand what I mean? So Kevin was in good health. So the narrative they're trying to paint as if though he just had these problems and just died, no. That man was eliminated purposely. It wasn't no Red Bull. No. The man was healthy for his age. And if I'm correct, he also said that he cycled or something along those lines, bike ride. So at 50, normally most men, when they're around 50, they take their health very serious. They stop doing a lot of BS and start to get themselves together. So don't believe the narrative they gave us, fam, that this man just suddenly just dropped dead. No, man, that man was purposely eliminated and his death was covered up. How come that woman that was there claimed she was giving CPR, but the whole time she was running her mouth? Fam, we broke down the tapes. There is no way that somebody was giving CPR while talking on a phone. You get tired, bro. You ever had CPR training? You think it's simple to be doing all of those compressions? Fam, it take your energy, bro. That woman was not giving that man CPR. That man was gone already. That phone call came in after they realized that man was dead. After they did what they needed to do, okay, call on the phone, let 911 know that he gone. You giving him CPR? Yeah. I'm giving him CPR. Oh no, I'm trying. But you supposed to be a nurse? You supposed to be in the medical field? Where you training at? All that panicking? Fam, this whole thing is staged, bro. Somebody needed to investigate that woman, bro. I'm one of the only ones in these YouTube streets that called for the investigation of the woman that was in that house, bro. I don't care what nobody say. You can say whatever you want to say. She was the last one there. Last one there got to get investigated, fam. What hospital she work at? What's her title? And why she was so nervous on the phone? And where's her training? If you're a medical professional, you already been there and done that. So it ain't nothing to be panicking about. It's almost as if though whatever was the plot to take Kevin out, they were not trying to technically, well, I can't even say they weren't trying to kill him because I don't know. The way I'm seeing it, they wanted him to die. But it could be a double play. It could be a play where they knew he had company, but somebody else, I guess, came through. It could have been another person. It could have been a third party. It could have been a delivery of some food, or it could have been anything. These kind of plays are crazy, the way these things work, bro. So when I'm looking at the situation with Kevin, the first thing that popped up in my mind is that he was allegedly with possibly a Spanish-speaking sister. And that's not a knock on any of the Spanish-speaking women. But my point is, there's a possibility that he may have got a drink that was laced. Or probably got injected with something. They call it the devil's breath. It's a true serum made from a white flower. They do that in Brazil too. Yeah. Something scopamina, something like that.
Scopolamine, often called devil's breath, for its ability to reduce the resistance of its victims. It is a manufactured and plant-based substance used in medicine to treat post-operative nausea and vomiting and motion sickness. In Central and South America, primarily, scopolamine is used to subdue victims as a means of committing theft and physical attack, because it leaves the body fairly quickly.
Scopolamine can render a victim unconscious for 24 hours or more. In large doses, it can cause respiratory failure and death. It is most often administered in liquid or powder form in foods and beverages. The majority of these incidents occur in nightclubs and bars, and usually men, perceived to be wealthy, are targeted by young, attractive women. It is recommended that to avoid becoming a victim of scopolamine, a person should never accept food or beverages offered by strangers or new acquaintances.
The real danger of devil's breath lies not in its strength, but in its invisibility. Its odorless and tasteless properties make it near impossible to detect, posing a significant challenge for law enforcement in tracking its use and preventing its spread.
All right, so scopolamine, the devil's breath as they call it here. What is it? Where does it come from? How does it hit you? How you get got? You ain't no whatever. You ain't on this. You ain't on that. Doesn't matter whether you're new. Doesn't matter whether you're a veteran. Doesn't matter. Everybody can get got. I've seen veterans down here not wake up from this thing. I've seen new people down here not wake up from this thing. Just a weekend ago, a young man was here just enjoying himself, having a good time. Met the wrong young lady. Now he's no longer with us. Two brothers in Medellin having a good time, having a nice little party. Next thing you know, they got the two wrong ladies at the party. They both drowned in a hot tub from being drugged. Nobody tried to help them. And with that being the case, I'll go into what happened to me. So as for me, I met a young lady, had a wonderful date with her the first time we met. The next time we met, my sister's got people at the house. I don't want to be here. Do you mind if I hang out with you for the day? I'm like, cool, no problem. So she comes to the house, hang around the house for a little while, go out, walk through the park, do our thing, eat, hang out, have a good time. Come back to the house, dance a little bit, talk about different cultures, about America, about what's going on here, about how life is. Had a whole story about I'm a stylist, I do this, that, and the third, and all the rest. Was not a play-for-play situation because I typically don't tend to get down like that. If you do, that's your business. As the night wore on, things were good. Dancing, kissing, having a wonderful time, thinking it's going to go down, thinking nasty time going to happen. So as we got closer and we moved in, we kissed a lot more and did a lot more. I ran to the bathroom because, of course, drinking all day, you have to go. Mistake number one, and the one that got me was I did not watch my drink or take it with me. I had been lulled into a false sense of security by thinking after the first interaction in the whole day, this person had a decent intention for me. It wasn't the case. So when I come back, I have another sip or two of my drink. Next thing I know, everything's going good. We kiss. It's finna go down. I wake up, it's Monday morning. I wind up in my bed, don't know how I got there. And as I wake up, I look, laptop gone, Xbox gone, 2 watches, telephone, couple of credit cards. Thankfully, the credit cards, because of course nothing came off of those, but I still have my bank information, all the rest of that stuff. So immediately, bricked the telephone, bricked the laptop, everything else was good. Called some friends, let them know what happened. Went and got my toxicology. Everything came back clean, nothing in my system. Thank God I had no lasting effects, nothing happened. Talked to the police, made a report, talked to detectives, gave them all the pictures and video information I had because I had video in the building. After the situation was pretty much recorded, I made it through the rest of my couple of weeks. My cousin came down for the first time, was on Tinder. Lo and behold, guess who matches with him? The young lady. So it's typically, that shit happens a lot. So he matched with her. We set it up. He talking, getting his talk on, finna make the date. So as it comes closer to the time for the date, we decide to bring her to a restaurant. We get out there, we know the police out there, so like, look here, The girl drugged me and robbed me. I got the report right here. I got everything. So bam, we can bring her here. Let's set it up. Let's get her. The police say to me in my face, what do you want us to do? I'm like, I want her arrested. I want her to pay for what she did. She got to pay. The police tell me, well, you're still alive and you're okay. Your stuff is probably gone. So I learned then that the justice system ain't the same.